It's not every day that the entire world of AI seems to pivot all at once. But recently, on one single day, we saw this tidal wave of announcements, and they all connect the AI on your personal desktop to the massive global infrastructure being built to support it. So let's dive into this huge interconnected revolution. Let's just start with a simple but kind of profound question. What if your computer could stop just waiting for your commands and instead start anticipating what you need? What if it could start actively doing your work for you? Because that's not science fiction anymore. It's the new reality that's rolling out right now. And it all begins right on your desk. Seriously. Microsoft is making its most aggressive push yet to completely transform the PC. They're turning their AI assistant, Copilot, from a helpful little chatbot into a true digital coworker. Now, what's really interesting here is how these things build on each other. It's not just about hearing you with, "Hey, Copilot." The AI can now literally see your screen with Copilot Vision to give you help in real time. But the real game changer, that's Copilot Actions. It can actually do things like sort your photos or pull info from a PDF, all right there on your local machine. This is AI going from a passive assistant to an active participant in your workflow. Okay, so here's the crucial point. Trust. Microsoft learned a really hard lesson from its controversial recall feature, which was on by default. With these new tools, they've completely flipped the script. Copilot Vision, for example, is strictly opt-in. It only sees your screen when you explicitly give it permission. And that transparency is absolutely essential if we're ever going to feel comfortable giving these AI agents access to our digital lives. All right, let's zoom out a bit. Let's see how this whole idea builds from your individual PC to a global scale. Because if millions of these AI agents are going to work for us, they need a whole ecosystem to operate in, a digital economy with rules, with security, and, a way to do business. And I think this metaphor just illustrates the challenge perfectly. We're not just building the AI cars, we're building the entire infrastructure they run on. This means creating security protocols so we know which agents are trustworthy, payment systems so they can buy things on our behalf, and standards so that agents from different companies can actually work together. And to understand the sheer scale of this, just look at this number, $7 billion. Just let that sink in for a second. That's the annualized revenue that Anthropic, the company behind the AI model Claude, is approaching. And what's even more telling is that 80% of that staggering figure comes from business customers. This shows us the AI revolution isn't just about cool new gadgets. It is fundamentally reshaping the entire enterprise world. Anthropic's strategy really shows us why that demand is so high. They're focusing on the practical stuff that businesses desperately need. Skills lets companies package these complex workflows into simple, reusable tools. Connectors plug the AI directly into the software businesses already use every single day. And a faster, cheaper model like Haiku means companies can use AI for all the smaller, everyday tasks without breaking the bank. It's all about making AI reliable, repeatable, and cost-effective. But for this economy to work, it has to be secure. That's non-negotiable. And this is where the big players are stepping in. You've got Visa and MasterCard creating protocols to verify an AI agent's identity and confirm your intent before a purchase is made. And at the same time, security researchers are flagging new vulnerabilities, which pushes the entire industry to build safety and trust into the system from the ground up. Now, this explosion of AI agents creates massive ripple effects. Let's look at two of the biggest ones: the escalating conflict in cybersecurity and the complete disruption of how we find information online. We are now in a full-blown AI arms race. On one side, attackers are using AI to automate phishing campaigns and find software flaws faster than ever. But on the other, defenders are using AI to cut their response times from hours down to just seconds. And that speed is everything. It's the difference between an attack being stopped instantly versus a hacker having hours to roam through a company's private data. This means that for you and me, the fundamentals, like using strong two-factor authentication, are no longer just a good idea, they're an absolute necessity to stay safe online. The other major disruption is in search. For 20 years, we've relied on Google's list of 10 blue links. Well, that era is rapidly coming to a close. The new front page of the internet is the answer generated directly by an AI. And this creates a whole new field, generative engine optimization, or GEO. It's the next evolution of SEO. Businesses no longer just want to be ranked by Google. They need their information to be found, trusted, and cited directly by AI models like Perplexity. This is a fundamental shift in how information is discovered and distributed, and it's creating a new battleground for trust and visibility online. So, we have AI agents on our PCs and a new global economy for them to operate in. But what does all of this run on? Let's connect this abstract digital world to its very real, very physical demands. And here we find this fascinating paradox. The massive data centers training these AI models are consuming enormous amounts of electricity, putting a real strain on our power grids. But at the exact same time, AI is one of our best tools for modernizing that very same grid. It can forecast demand, optimize energy distribution, and even predict when equipment needs maintenance, making the whole system way more efficient. Ultimately, though, this revolution isn't really about silicon or electricity. The most critical resource is people. It's us. We're seeing a race to close the skill gap, with universities offering these industry-backed micro-credentials. There's an urgent need to address the literacy gap, as so many users struggle to spot AI-generated misinformation. And the very nature of a technical skill is changing. Coding is becoming less about writing every single line and more about effectively guiding a powerful AI collaborator. So we've seen AI learn to see our screens, do our tasks, and reason about the world. It's creating new economies and new challenges at a breathtaking pace. So the only question left is the most important one. Are we, as its creators and users, ready to lead it wisely?